That's on the recording.
One more minute.
No, I already pressed record.
All right, let's go.
Hi guys!
Facebook Friday.
Facebook Live for Friday.
All right, we're trying something new, everybody. It's Facebook Live Friday with Sports Stories Podcast, where we get to tell you what's the story. That's the whole idea. We give you the story, and then we have a special guest at the end.
Are you guys excited?
Everybody's pumped, Mar. Everybody's pumped.
Alright, if you guys haven't seen my face before, I'm Marley. I'm the producer. You guys seen Denny enough, so he doesn't need an introduction.
No introduction needed.
I just shot 5 free throws outside, and I was 4 for 5. Just putting that out there.
You got to hit the one on the show. That's the one that counts. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to, each week, we're going to have this show on a Friday. We'll tell you what's out right now. Follow it up with the next couple of projects that we're having in progress, and then we'll have a special guest.
All right,
Bama.
so our episode that just posted today, Thursday, was Rock Pillsbury. He's the athletic director of Sierra Canyon. And I don't know if any of you guys know this because it wasn't on the podcast, but Rock Pillsbury went to high school with my mom.
That's right.
So we chatted afterwards, and I went through the archives of my mom's yearbook.
Well, let's set it up first. Rock, Sierra Canyon High School is in Chatsworth. It's currently known as, it's where LeBron James, Dwayne Wade's boys are both on that basketball team.
And
but they've had several celebrities that have gone through that school. They're the #1 most Instagram school in the country, which presents a whole host of problems if you're an athletic director.
Yeah.
And Rock is a really good guy who I've known for a while. He called me up my desk first day I got to work at a high school that was in that conference.
Yeah.
But Marley's mom went to Highland Park
in Texas.
In Texas, that's where Clayton Kershaw and Matt Stafford went to high school.
Yep.
And so Marley did some deep journalism dive.
Deep digging, guys, and look what we found. So, I'm going to start with this one. This is Rock. He's right here. Let me zoom in on him a little bit. I can't, actually. He is his freshman basketball team. Look how tiny he is. So cute. The next one is him and his advisory back when he was a freshman. This is his sophomore school picture. Look at how cute he is.
Sick.
And this is senior school picture.
That's solid. I think it's a clip-on.
Might be a clip-on tie. I don't know if he can tie a tie. I know how to tie a tie. Do you?
But this is, of course, that's him.
Yeah.
It's like, he still does that.
And this is him today. This was him at our podcast. So you can tell, it looks just like him.
Yeah, Rock, like we said, was a really good guy, but what an interesting story for a school that's got such large exposure. Now, they're in the Southern Regional semifinals of the Open Division boys basketball. It's the highest division. Last year, both their boys and girls won the state championship Open Division.
Which is the first time ever, I think, that one school did that.
First time ever, and that's just crazy in a talent-rich region like we have.
Not only is he the athletic director of a great high school, he's just a genuinely nice guy who cares about everyone. He coaches and teaches like some of the elementary school kids, and he just loves it.
He does. He's
a great guy. So go watch our latest podcast. It just dropped today on Apple Podcasts and YouTube.
Yeah, it did. Just dropped yesterday. Yep.
Yesterday, sorry.
Okay.
Wow. Our next episode, coming out next Thursday, is Tyrone and the Windward story. So Tyrone Powell, you've known Tyrone for a long time, right, Denny?
I have known Tyrone for a while. So we're both, I'm older than he is, but he came up through Catholic school ball. Things got thrown at him just like they do in every Catholic school. But I met him at a meeting or something. But one of his other jobs he had was at a sporting goods store that provided all our equipment. And so I quickly hired him for my other business so that I could get all my equipment.
Yeah, good plan.
And so that's how I got to know him a little bit better than just being a coach. But we've maintained a friendship all these years. Now, Windward School has had several top-level sports programs and so forth, but really in basketball is where they've excelled.
Yeah, especially female basketball.
Especially women's basketball. So Jordan Canada came out of there a couple years ago. I think she
Seattle
was
Supersonics
now? Not Supersonics. Yeah, Seattle Sound.
Sound.
Yeah. So
she's
Jordan.
in WNBA now.
Jordan was outstanding. I think the number 2 or 3 pick in the draft. And then right now, Charisma Osborne, I believe, is tearing it up in the Pac-12 for UCLA. And they have a girl there.
They have a girl. So we went to go watch their CIF championship game. So Windward played Mater Dei in the CIF Southern Section Open Division. They have a freshman phenom. Her name is Juju Watkins. And yes, photo credit by me, thank you. She is phenomenal. Tell us a little bit about how
she's excellent. Again, 9th grader. About an even 6 foot,
still growing
and strong, and you can tell, she's going to get bigger. But her ability to create her own shot, her ability to see the court, move the ball up. She brought the ball up against the press several times. She's just got this all-around game that's a pleasure to watch because she plays the game so well. But she also has that drive where she wants the ball and she wants to be the one. And for a 9th grader to be doing that is pretty special.
And so at halftime, how many points did she have at halftime?
She had
24?
24 by halftime of that first game against
28, I think. They shut her down in the second half. The girls weren't passing the ball to her as often as they should have been. So yeah, Juju Watkins, Tyrone, they're going to be our next episode coming out next Thursday. And we're looking forward to that.
And Juju is fantastic. They also are in the South Regional Open Division semifinals. They're playing Long Beach Poly tomorrow. So let it. And then the Windward boys team, one below Open, is Division 1.
Yeah.
And this is
our lead researcher.
This is our lead researcher, Teresa Donlan.
She can't figure out how to get up to our
in, but she's in
Live.
She's in.
Oh. Hi, Teresa.
So when you figure that Windward boys are in Division 1, they are in the semifinals of the region. So is the Windward girls in the Open Division, and Sierra Canyon.
Boys.
The only team that's out of the ones we're covering is Sierra Canyon girls, who Windward eliminated them.
And not only that, the other team that's out that we've been covering also is Westchester High School. So Westchester plays in the city section, so the city section and the southern section.
Right.
City section is all the city schools around here: Venice, Westchester, Fairfax, right? And they won the city section division.
They won city section open, but were denied based on the competitive equity formula that's used by the CIF state. Denied a position. So it's the first time ever a city section school that won the city championship was not invited to the open division state. And so
if you want to read more about that, Denny just posted a blog about it. It's on our Facebook. It's on our Instagram. You can go read it.
Yep.
It's all about the inequity that the city section gets. They're treated unfairly.
Well, I think so. There's also a rich tradition in the city section of great players and great teams. I think, really, if you win your city section open, they ought to reserve a spot.
I think so,
irrespective of your competitive
whether
equity.
or not you get killed in the first one or you win it all.
Yep.
So that's the Windward and Tyrone. So the next thing we did last Saturday, was Saturday?
Yep.
We went to LMU for Hank Gather's statue. So you used to watch Hank Gathers play back at LMU in the back of the days, so before my time.
LMU is Loyola Marymount University. They're in the Western Athletic Conference, which is out, obviously, on the west. It's another big conference besides the Pac-12. And LMU, in 1990, put on a show and really captured the nation's attention with a run into the quarterfinals of the NCAA tournament. So they made the Elite Eight, and along the way, they knocked off the defending champion Michigan, and they set the nation's scoring record. And they had these great players that were, and they played the style of basketball where they would release a shot no matter what within 10 seconds. And they tried to tire out the other team so much so they let the other team score just to get them running.
But during the game, one of the games,
so in the conference championship tournament, Hank Gathers died on the court at LMU. Now he did have a background with a heart condition, but there was there's surrounding facts that go into it. But he died on the court there, which was obviously very traumatic. The team rallied together to make that run. Now, the guest we had on was lead attorney for LMU, Wayne Boley.
Look how cute he is.
And Wayne married one of my older cousins, Tina, and so I've known him my whole life. Wayne's always been really good to me, but he's also one of the top attorneys in the country, and he represented Loyola. Now, back in the day, Wayne was a great athlete at what was then Loyola, basketball and volleyball. So it's a really interesting one, and that'll come not the 12th, but the 19th.
Yes. And what was cool, so we went to the Hank Gathers. They have a statue that they just revealed for the whole public. It's the Hank Gathers statue, and we got to be there as part of the media. And we got to see the statue unveil, which was really awesome. This is what the statue looks like. And it was just really emotional to see their family there.
Yeah.
I couldn't even imagine what the mother was going through, so I took this picture of their family. This is right after the tarp dropped, and it showed them the statue, and this is their family's emotional reaction to it, which is amazing. All these pictures are actually on our Facebook right now. You can go look through the album that I just posted so you can see them.
And it's also obviously a complicated dynamic that they actually sued the school over certain issues, but they've since resolved in the fact that they put up the statue and come back together this night.
Yeah. So, looking forward to our interview that we haven't done yet with my best friend. Her name's Sydney Dobner. She's actually one of the assistant coaches for the Bucks, one of the first assistant coaches in the Bucks organization.
She's one of the first, assistant coach, what's called assistant coach on an NBA franchise, but certainly the first for the Milwaukee Bucks. and she's in charge of basketball operations, which means she's doing a lot of charting and then
Yep.
providing the information to the coaches,
Yeah.
both game time, pre and post.
Yep.
But it was terrific that she came into town with the
Yeah.
Bucks. We're playing the Lakers tonight. Big game, big
Bucks,
game.
comment down below who's gonna win, Bucks or Lakers.
And so
So she came into town.
Came in.
I called her up and I was like, "Well, you want to go to dinner with us?" And she said yes. So we, clearly took her to our favorite restaurant, Casablanca.
yeah, so
Um,
shout out Carlos and company over at Casablanca, always taking care of us and our guests. And
She said it was
was
really
great.
good Mexican food, just so you know.
it was
So looking
terrific.
forward to interviewing Sydney after the season's over. She's really busy right now.
Yeah.
So we just got to sit down with her for a couple hours at dinner, but we're gonna interview her soon,
We are.
and we're looking forward to that. So that's kind of what's coming up. We're just forecasting for you guys what's coming up soon on Sports Stories Podcast.
Yep.
Make sure you guys all subscribe to our YouTube channel, write some reviews for us, leave us some comments, let us know what we can do better. Let us know if you have any stories you think that we should cover. We look forward to continuing to give you guys really good content.
We got a special guest. One of the
We
things
do.
that has really bolstered our social media output and has put us into the social media sphere, if you will, is our guest today. So maybe our guest
Round of
will come
applause for the bartender himself.
How you doing? How you doing?
in.
Ray Castro,
Here you go,
thank
my
you.
lady.
Yeah. And Buck always is in the way, which is his thing.
All right, Ray
you
Castro,
go.
everybody in the building.
So, those of you that haven't quite recognized him yet,
Hold on
this
a
is
second.
Ray
Cheers.
Castro. Cheers,
How you
buddy.
doing, everybody? Cheers for the first Facebook thing.
Facebook Live, cheers. Everyone drinking at home, cheers.
The Ray, welcome to our inaugural. We couldn't have it without you because of your massive contributions to the show so far. We want to dig in a little bit, see how these characters came to be, and so
All right.
first start with this. When we go back, you were known as entertainer to the entertainers. That was something that wasn't necessarily public. You wouldn't go on tour or put your wear out there.
Only a minute amount
Right,
of
they had to be an
entertainers
entertainer
knew us.
themselves to be
Yes.
entertained by you. But now you're with our show. I'd like to think you're starting to get out there in the public sphere.
I'm trying.
Not in
I'm trying.
karaoke, right?
Those are his two claims
Okay.
of fame.
So
So
let's break
let us
down.
show you. This was the first Ray Castro video that we published,
Right.
and you might recognize this, guys.
Hey, I'm Conor McGregor. If you like my fights, you'll like this podcast. It's great. Sports Stories with Denny Lennon. A new episode every Thursday.
Okay. Now this one came out of the gate wild. Me and Marley watched the ticker go.
Okay.
I mean, it approached like 1,000
Views.
views for us, which is big for us as a young group. Where does the Connor? Where does it come from? How do you get to the Connor?
Well, on Snapchat, there's certain little things that come up, and this was a bearded guy, and I looked at it, and I went, I kind of look like him a little bit. A little bit. Just a little bit. And I go, hey, I'm going to send you a Snapchat for your sports stories thing, and
Bam.
the voice came out, and that was it. Well, I did about 4 or 5 of them before I sent that.
Okay.
Cool.
So then, follow up to that, if I'm not mistaken, this is the next one that hit.
Oh, yeah. The dog.
Whenever I'm headed to the dog park, there's 2 things I like. The wind blowing through my hair and listening to sports stories with Denny Lennon.
How did you make your voice sound like that?
That's part of the Snapchat thing. I don't know why. I wish I could say I did that voice.
He
but
probably
but
could if
I
he tried.
didn't.
Okay.
I don't know.
That came
Sports
into
stories
our
with
Bob
Denny
Barker
Lennon.
episode, actually.
The way you play out the words work perfectly, and I don't think there's been a better one than this one in terms of you just being concise and hitting it right where the zeitgeist
Well,
lives.
this is all Snap. It's not me.
I watch sports stories with Denny Lennon. I know you are, but what am I? A little French fry.
I know you are, but what am I? A little French fry. That's just great writing.
That's great.
That's for your kids. You know. the
Do you
kids that watch
do you
the show.
like write the scripts for these before you do it, or is
I
it all?
don't. It's all improvised,
Okay,
and
wow.
I do about 3 or 4 takes before I send it to you. And sometimes I send you one, and I go, that's not what I wanted, but oh well, it's out there.
It's out there in the world.
You guys will see a lot more of those. I'm hoping.
Yeah, we'll actually publish one Monday.
We also would be remiss if we didn't remind our viewers that you also sing the jingle for Casablanca
Oh
Restaurant.
yes. If you guys missed our last episode, we had a new commercial and it had a jingle by Ray Castro. And here it goes.
Casablanca Restaurante.
I know it goes, vámonos a Casablanca. Vámonos a Casablanca. La comida por la familia.
I made that up right on the whim, and I just sent it to you, and you guys liked it, and it was great.
Those are the best ones,
One
right?
time take.
Ray, we know your top song on karaoke, and as we go to close out our very first session of
Facebook Live Friday. We would
why don't
leave
you
you
take us
now.
out?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Your thing's on. You can't really hear it.
Yeah.
There's a port on a western bay, and it serves 100 ships a day. Lonely sailors pass the time away and talk about their homes. And there's a girl in this harbor town, and she works on laying whiskey down. They say, Brandy, fetch another round. She serves them whiskey and wine. The sailor said, Brandy, you're a fine girl. What a good wife you would be.
Such a fun.
Your eyes could steal a sailor from the sea.
All right.
Yay!
Thank you, everybody. Way to go, special guest.
See you next Friday for our next Facebook Live. Bye, everyone.
Really?
One note, really.
Bye, Buck.
I hit